The snow fell without mercy that winter. It covered the forest in silence, burying every sound, every footprint, every trace of life beneath a thick white blanket. For most creatures, it was a season of endurance. For some, it was the end. In a small wooden cottage at the edge of the forest lived a 93-year-old woman. Her body was fragile, her steps were slow, her hair was thin and white, like the snow outside her window. She lived alone. No family nearby, no visitors, only the quiet rhythm of her days, boiling water for tea, feeding the birds, watching the snow fall through frost-covered glass. She had lived long enough to know that winter always takes something away. That morning, as she opened her door to shake the snow from the steps, she saw something that made her stop breathing. A fox cub. Tiny, barely moving. Its fur was matted with ice. Its body was curled into itself as if trying to disappear into the snow. The cub was dying. Most people would have turned away. Nature is cruel, they say. This is how the world works. But the woman had lived 93 years, and she had learned something else. Kindness is also part of nature. She knelt slowly, her knees aching, her hands trembling in the cold. The fox cub didn't run, it didn't growl, it didn't even lift its head. It had no strength left for fear. Carefully, gently, she wrapped the cub in her wool scarf, the same scarf she had worn for decades, and brought it inside. The warmth of the cottage was immediate. The fire crackled softly. The smell of old wood and tea filled the air. The fox cub lay motionless at first, then, slowly, it breathed. She cleaned its frozen paws with warm water. She fed it drops of milk with a spoon, whispering softly as if speaking to a child. "I know it's cold, but you're safe now." Days passed. Outside, the storm continued. Inside, life returned.
Safe here.
The fox cub began to lift its head,
Let's get these
then
snowflakes
stand,
off.
then walk
There we are, all
unsteadily
tucked
across
in
the
and
wooden
warm.
floor. It
You're
followed
safe
her
now.
everywhere. When she sat by the fire, it curled at her feet. When she slept, it slept nearby, its breathing quiet and steady. Two fragile lives sharing warmth. The woman knew she could not keep it forever. She had learned, over a long life, that loving something sometimes means letting it go. When the snow finally softened and the forest breathed again, she opened the door. The fox cub stood at the threshold. It looked back at her. For a long moment, neither moved. Then the fox stepped into the forest, stopping once more to glance behind as if to remember her face before disappearing among the trees. The woman watched until it was gone. She did not expect anything in return. Weeks
You've done well
passed,
today, little
then
ones.
months.
Thank you.
Winter returned again, as it always does. One evening, as the sun sank
You're
low
so
and the
gentle,
snow
my
began to
dear.
fall once more,
Yes,
she
that's a
heard
good
something
pup.
outside.
We are all
Not
safe
footsteps,
here together.
not wind, movement.
Eso es, mis
She
amores.
opened the door
Coman
slowly
bien.
and froze. There, standing in the snow, were foxes. Not one, not two, an entire group. Their fur burned orange against the white ground. Their eyes reflected the fading light. And at the front of them stood a fox she recognized, grown now, strong, alive. The cub. The foxes did not come closer. They did not threaten. They simply stood there, watching her, silent, still, as if acknowledging something that could not be spoken. Then, one by one, they turned and vanished into the forest, leaving behind only paw prints in the snow. The woman closed the door gently. She sat by the fire that night with tears in her eyes, not from fear, but from something deeper, gratitude. In a world that often forgets gentleness,
In a season that demands survival, a small act of compassion had traveled far beyond her cottage. She never told anyone about that night, but sometimes when the snow falls softly and the forest grows quiet, fox tracks still appear near her door, and she smiles, because kindness, once given, is never truly lost.
It's all right, my dears. There's plenty for everyone.
Implications for the
guarantees,
community and
only
ensure that our
experience,
actions
patience,
reflect
and
our stated
resilience.
values.
Before dawn breaks, while the world is still wrapped in darkness and ice, the shepherd wakes. The cold is immediate. It bites into exposed skin, seeping through layers of worn clothing. But there is no time to hesitate. Outside, the wind sweeps across the valley, carrying snow. As the day progresses, the sun struggles to rise above the peaks. Its light is pale and weak, offering little warmth. The snow reflects every sound. Footsteps crunch sharply. Occasionally, the distant call of an animal echoes across the valley. Silence dominates this land. The shepherd remains alert, and bones. Sleep comes lightly. The shepherd. Snowstorms can arrive without warning.
Avalanches, hidden cliffs, and frozen rivers lie beneath the white
Therefore,
surface.
we must
One
consider
wrong
the broader
step can
implications
change
for the
everything.
community
Be careful,
and
Still,
ensure that
you
our
lost.
actions
She
reflect
is
our
Stopping
growing
stated
is
so
not an
fast, she
option.
needs the energy.
It is ready now.
As
Eat
evening
while it is
approaches,
warm.
the temperature
It
drops
looks
even
delicious,
further.
thank you.
The wind becomes harsher, and shadows stretch across the snow. The shepherd begins guiding the... Each sunrise is a victory. Each day the flock survives is hope for the family. The story of a shepherd in Afghanistan is rarely told,